Let's do some maths. So this is the question of the day. You can pause the video to do it now, or you can click below to view the whole paper. I set up my screen like so to view the question and the working beside it. Enough talk, I'll start now. So this is one of the questions that I love. I thought the maths was easy when I looked at it, but there are always a few ways to skin a cat, and some ways are better than others. I've written down the equation from the question, and if you're doing that, always check it. And I've rearranged it, so I've got all my y's on one side and all my x's on the other side. So I'm going to go for method 1, and this is graph. I love maths, and so a graph makes my heart sing. I've got my x and y axes. Remember, y is the vertical, x is horizontal. And you build it up from there. So I'm going to start with, say, y equals x. Well, that would go through the origin, and that would go actually at an angle of 45 degrees like that. Y minus x is at right angles to that. It goes through the origin, but other slope. And then you take away 1. Okay? So then I'm going to get this. I'm going to drop my y equals minus x by 1, and it just drops like so. And now I have the line I'm actually going to think about. This is y is minus x minus 1. I'm going to take the other 2 lines away just so there's not too much clutter on my graph. There you go. So I'm just going to pick a point and see. So I'm going to pick any point where x is greater than 0, and that's on the right hand side. And you can see my x is positive and my y is negative. So x is greater than y. That should be easy, shouldn't it? I could just stop there, couldn't I? But then look what happens. When I pick an x, that is less than 0. So x is negative. And look, the y is positive, so y is greater than x. Had I just taken the positive number for x and left it there, I would have picked A, but as it is, I'm going to pick D. I can't really tell you. The other way to do this is to rearrange the equations like we did before, but put numbers in. So I'm just going to pick some numbers, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, and 2 for x. Try not to pick just minus 1, 0, and 1, because they can be non-standard sometimes. So minus 2, I'm going to put that in the equation. Minus 2, that's plus 2, minus 1, that gives me 1, so I've got 1. And I'm going to carry on and calculate the y values for each of these x's. And you'll see there, rather than write it out again, scribbled out the minus 2 and put a minus 1 and just wrote over my workings. And so I go through and I calculate a value for each of the x's that I've put there. And now we see what's going on. And so it increases. Well, it decreases. Or x increases, y decreases. So I can't really tell, without knowing an x, whether y is going to be greater or not. And this is one of my favorite questions for this reason. If I had drawn the graph and not known how to use it correctly, I would have got the wrong answer, despite me loving maths. The simpler method of putting numbers in was much better at getting me the right answer. I think this gives everyone hope. I could have dazzled myself with maths and got it wrong, but as it is, a simpler way was better. Always a pleasure. Keep in touch.